What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 70 of Life Unmedicated. So let's just jump into it. It's been a very interesting few days. My last video was on the 6th, and today is the 10th. So not too bad. I'm still really trying to find my footing. I'm having a really hard time getting quote unquote back on track. It just is what it is. I'm just having a hard time. I was supposed to go to the gym yesterday. I did not go to the gym yesterday. I was supposed to go to the gym today. That did not happen either. Now, mind you, Sunday night Sunday was a very full day. And Sunday night I had a girls' night. And it was just a couple of my girlfriends. We, haven't seen each other in a long time and we needed to play catch up. So I had that. So definitely there was drinking involved. And so, Monday, waking up for the gym was just not what I wanted to do. And then I told myself that I would work out, later in the morning. I'll just sleep a little bit longer and then I'll work out, I'll work out when I wake up. But before my first client, that did not happen. And then by the time I was finished with my clients, I had to get ready to go to my friend's house for dinner. So working didn't happen yesterday. Working out did not happen today either because my class was at 7 p.m. And lately I've been literally sitting at my computer all day, and it's a lot. It's a lot to do my job. It really is. Working in general is a lot. It's difficult, okay? So, I have 2 jobs, and I did both my jobs today. So by the time I was done at 6 something, I wasn't even done. I'm actually not done now. I just had to put it away for the night because my brain is not with it enough to even continue. So anyway, it's been hard to get back on track. But I have kept up with keeping my house clean. So that's good. I did some laundry this weekend. I even washed, dried, and folded and put away in the same setting. It was amazing. It was amazing. Anyway, so I know that last week I said I was going to do some research on communication and ADHD. And my research could have been more extensive, but so far I found a few main problems: talking too much, forgetfulness, interrupting, trouble finding the right words, going off topic, distractions, impulsivity when emotional, not feeling understood, listening in groups, long conversations, and missing the subtext. So the ones that I felt could maybe encompass it were not feeling understood and perhaps missing the subtext. Feeling impulsive when emotional, that's one of them too. They're all legit, but there is a very specific dynamic that I speak of when I am referencing my issue with communicating with certain types of people or with certain people, because I don't really know if it's a particular type of person. There is a very specific and almost palpable experience that I have when communicating with a certain person or certain people, but it has to be a type of person because it's very rare, but it's the same thing. So for example, I have a solid amount of friends. And when I'm communicating with my friends, usually it's never made into a big deal. Usually there's never anything that goes down about it. It's not, especially not on a consistent basis. Obviously relationships are based on communication and they get difficult sometimes, right? Right. So relationships are not going to be perfect. There's never going to be a relationship that you're in where you don't have a problem or two every once in a while. So my thing is that with specific types of people, I was dating this guy and we had this issue. And then right now I'm kind of on a hiatus from one of my friends because we consistently have this issue as well. But in my other friend groups, I do not have this issue at all. But I can definitely acknowledge that it's not even just been him and her. Like, I feel like this has happened with maybe like one or two other people that I have been friends with in my life, you know, and it's just difficult because, wait. No, okay. I'm not like a big astrology person, but I do be seeing similarities. And I was about to say they're all Scorpios, but they're not. Two of them are Scorpios, and one of them is a Sagittarius. Sagittarius. So no, I'm playing. My best friend's a Sag. I love y'all. I love y'all. But y'all do be terrorists sometimes. And so anyway, what was I saying? See, that's that forgetfulness. Yeah, so anyway, I really can't put my finger on it. Like, maybe, you know, when I used to smoke, when I used to get like high, I used to have these like epiphanies. And sometimes I miss it because I miss having those epiphanies. I feel like sometimes the only way I could really get in touch with like what I was trying to say was if I was to, you know, be on the weeds a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, I feel like if I were to like smoke and get super high, maybe I could like pinpoint what the specifics are with this experience, because it's very frustrating to me to not be able to pinpoint it, especially because otherwise me and these people get along great, love each other so well, you know. Not the guy, I didn't know him well enough to love him, but like we did get along really well. It's just like in certain areas of communication or situations or events that would occur, we just could not see eye to eye. And it's funny because the two girls that I'm talking about, they're both Scorpios and their birthdays are on the same day. Hell, they even got the same last name, which is crazy. I'm like, y'all can or what? Like, what's it about? But I know I love them dearly, but they both have this way of communicating. Have this way of communicating with each other, like separately, obviously, like me and her have this way, like we get along great. You know, one of them I've known like almost my whole life. And the other one, I feel like I've known her almost my whole life because we got really close really fast. But then when I like talk to unbiased third parties who don't know, well, actually, they can't be unbiased because they know me and they don't know her. So I can't say that they're unbiased, but I generally keep people around me who are not biased. So like if I was like, honestly, I was afraid to tell my friends the problem because I thought that they were going to be like, Bailey, honey, it's you. Like, I'd be ignoring it, but you do this all the time. Like, I thought that that's how the conversation was going to go. But instead, it was like, maybe you should stop trying to figure out what you did wrong and realize when you're in a manipulative situation. And I was just like, yeah, that's how it felt. Like that creak crack y'all just heard in this chair that's not, I was going to say this old chair, but it's not even old. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's how I was feeling because both of them said that. And I have felt gaslit by homegirls before. And so I thought I was tripping. I'm kind of the person that is going to go like introspective before I start placing blame on the other person. Like, obviously it takes two to tango, and I'm in heavy recognition of this, but I'm usually more like, okay, what did I do? What have I done? Or what can I do in the future to avoid this? But this is not the first time we've had this particular communication problem, and I've been ignoring it every single time. But this time I was just kind of like, oh, I think there must have been some other stuff going on, because usually I can ignore stuff like this. But this time I was just like, what is going on here? Like, I felt like it was funny, honestly, so I mentioned it being funny, and then it became this big thing. We're not really going to get into it. My whole point here is communication, right? So the thing that I got most from what I was reading is just that, like, the way that people with ADHD communicate can often be misinterpreted by others, and that we can often misinterpret what other people are saying. Now, that is valid. VVV. And, excuse me, I can acknowledge that I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. What was I about to say? I can acknowledge, let's see, those things are valid. I can acknowledge that they're valid. I think that that's what I was going to say. I don't think that I was going to say that. But anyway, but at the same time, I don't know if because of things that have happened to certain individuals, like maybe that's what creates like a trauma bond, or if it was like love bombing but like the friendship version, and not like just on her end. I really don't know, y'all. Like, I really don't know. I'm just kind of like thinking out loud, and it might get me in trouble, it might, but this is just how I feel. And you know, this, I said it from the beginning, this is supposed to be very raw and very real and like very unedited, and this is like my video journal. And so that's kind of like where I'm at with things right now. And it's not that I love this person any less. I just feel like I don't really know where to go with our relationship, because I am very sensitive to manipulation. And as soon as I feel it, I gotta dip out, because I know that I'm vulnerable in that way. And I didn't really understand this when I kind of took a step back from the situation. And it's not because I'm like mad. I really don't know how I feel. I'm disappointed, I think. And like some of the things that were said, I just felt like it was indicative of a bigger issue. Like when you're like trying to convince somebody that they're the one that wants to win, I'm just kind of like, why is your mindset on winning? We're supposed to be having a conversation. So I feel like that was part of the issue. Like, why you want to quote unquote win when you're supposed to be having a conversation with your friend? Like, we're just trying to like etch things out, smooth things out. But you're like, fine, since you want to win so bad, like, why did it even have to go there? You know? But I can't sit here and say that maybe I didn't provoke that response. Like, I really don't know. I tried to just keep everything like real copacetic, real like, here's the black ass bottom line, like, this is how I felt, this is what that was in response to. All because I was trying to be helpful. That's the crazy thing. Like, you can't help nobody these days. I'm just not help because, like, what? I don't get it. Anyway, you know, and it's funny because I actually said that in the conversation, but I said that when I said that, it wasn't even in the vein that I just said it right now. Like, she expressed that she didn't want to hear about something. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I got you. I will respect. And I've had issues with boundaries in the past. So I was just like, I will respect that boundary. Like, it doesn't matter what happens. Like, if I'm trying to be helpful, if I'm trying to do this, you know, I was just like, even if I'm trying to be helpful, I know that you don't want to hear about that. So I will not talk to you about it. And I think she took it as me trying to be like, kind of what I just said just now, like, damn, you can't help nobody. But that's not even where my energy was at that time. But I guess the fact that I just said it like that, and the fact that that's how she took it, I can see how she took it that way. But if I'm your friend and I'm telling you I didn't mean it that way, like, I feel like the benefit of the doubt should be given. Like, that's how I treat my friends. Even if I take something offensively, if they tell me they didn't mean any offense by it, I'm just going to be like, okay, cool. Like, no worries. Because, I mean, unless it happens often, but like, you know, I'm just going to be like, cool. Like, they didn't mean it because that's my friend and they don't have it out for me. So anyway, I don't know, man. I'm not even really going to get into like what was said, you know, or like specifics or anything. I just remember how it made me feel. It just makes me feel very frustrated every single time. And so I just decided to like take a step back from the relationship. And I don't think that I like don't want to be friends with her or anything like that, but I don't know if we can be as close because I can't really like do the rigmarole. I can't do it. And I actually haven't even talked to my other friend that I be feeling kind of gaslit by either in a while, and I don't know what that's about. Like, she was responsive and texting me when she left here, and now I haven't heard from her. So I don't know. You know, I did say that prayer last week that, you know, God remove anybody who's not supposed to be in my life, and I would hate for her to be one of the things that goes. Um, I would really hate that because I love her and I feel like right now she needs support and I need support, and I don't want to like leave during this time for her, but at the same time, like, I'm very fragile right now too, and I have some things going on myself, and I kind of have to like put myself first for a second. um so I haven't really decided like what to do, but you know, that wasn't really the point. I'm sorry, y'all. I have ADHD. Like, this is just what happens. I start talking about one thing and I end up talking about a completely different side of the same coin. So I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that one day I will figure out what it is about certain people that I have like such a hard time communicating effectively with. And I'll let y'all know. I mean, if I have to do a research paper on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will figure it out because I really want to know. It's time for some new glasses. Oh, never mind. I gotta figure it out. I don't know what it is, and it bothers me real bad. But anyway, what else was I gonna talk about today? Oh, that's pretty much it. Just the research I did on communication and then my relationship woes. That's it. It's about to be like 18 minutes, so that's actually a great place to stop. I was also talking to a client today whose wife does the same thing. So I know that it's a type of person, but my client also has ADHD. So that makes me even more intrigued. Like, what is it? Because I don't know that I would be able to pinpoint where the breakdown is. Because when we communicate, it's fine. But I don't know if that's because we both have ADHD or if it's just because she's one of the many people that I communicate well with. I'm really not sure. It's so interesting to me. I'm gonna have to look into like some more. I'm gonna have to dig deeper on this because it's obviously not gonna be like, I'm gonna look at Jesse. He has a blog and he has ADHD, and I feel like he would, if anyone that I already know of, because I'm sure there's hella people out there that I don't know of that may have this, but if anyone that I already know of, he probably has something on this. So I'm gonna look at his blog because he be putting it in words that I cannot. I cannot. And it's sad too because I'm a therapist. Like, I can put certain things into words, but like when it comes to the things that I'm trying to express, it gets very sticky. It makes sense in my head, but when I start to say it out loud, it no longer makes sense. So I just feel like I have to look into like other people, other ADHDers, other it may be like a neurodivergent thing. It really might be that. It might not even be like ADHD specific. I feel like people on the autism spectrum, they probably have a similar experience. So it may just be like a neurodivergent thing. I really could not tell you. There are communication disorders though. So maybe I should look into those too. Let me write that down. Just give me like 10 seconds because y'all know if I don't write this down, then I'm not going to. Oh, that's some nice handwriting. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Anyway, we done hit 20 minutes. Thank y'all again for joining me for another episode of Life Unmedicated. I appreciate y'all so much. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.